down there and said, guys, there's my co-host Adele. Hey, hey.
Hi, Tim.
All wrapped up warm. Just saying to everybody, welcome. And in the chat box there, put the country that you're joining us from. Where are you from? So I think in Cape Town, it feels like Canada's known to be, which is Chile. So,
And Joburg.
and Joburg, yep. Well, I believe there's snow on the mountains down here, so that's why we're cold in Cape Town.
Tim, I always say it's cold outside, but it's very warm and it's actually hot in the Zoom room tonight. It's getting exciting.
Oh yes, it is. It is. Yo, there's some excitement. I hope everybody's keeping tabs on all these posts which are going on about what's coming up and the announcements for Friday. But we'll chat a little bit about that later on. Les got some people invited. Wonderful. Finland's Lapland. Now that's a place on my dream list. Absolutely, without question. Finland, sure. So look forward to that. Let's see. Let's crack straight in because we're going to think between Adele and ourselves. We're going to march through this, through the overview, the introduction, the information, and then we're going to have a bit of a chat. Hopefully, we've got some time afterwards. I think that it went down well last week. What we did, people had a chance to ask us some questions in the chat box there. Yeah,
And went very well. I love chatting to the community.
yeah, no, definitely. All right, wonderful. Eddie from Cape Town, fantastic. I'm also in Cape Town. Safa from the United Kingdom. I like it when people put where they're coming from. So if you're new to this environment and you're here just looking at this for the first time, you can really get an idea that we are an international community. So when we talk about having no restrictions of borders, there it is. Go and have a look in the chat and see where everybody's calling in from.
Janine is just down the road from me, just near to me. So welcome, Janine. Hi, everybody from Cape Town.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's crack in. Let me introduce my co-host here, Adele Spear. And Adele is a pediatric occupational therapist by profession. So comes from a high background of a lot of education, business, but with a strength in community. Her passion lies in the community. She's very strong with being a community activist. She's also a devoted mother to Sheldon, and I follow her on Facebook and I see the pictures and things, what her son is actually getting up to. Phenomenal. So a real mom, businesswoman, but with a passion for helping other people. Outdoors, family, friends, and how she manages to build all of that in while being such a strong support for Gift of Legacy. So members on there, and you see in the support as a volunteer, you'll often see the majority of those pictures and the posts that come out are from Adele. How she gets all the time to do that, I don't know, but a true asset. So absolute privilege to be sharing the Zoom room with her. Because I know I've got somebody hugely capable and knowledgeable about what we are speaking about this evening. So you're going to hear more from me a little bit later. I'm going to hand you over to Adele. She's going to take you through the introduction and the beginning. So over to you, Adele.
Thanks, Tim. Well, folks, Tim is living my dream. Tim is a digital nomad. He worked in hospitality for 27 years. And then he decided that his online interests were far more exciting, and he was having so much fun earning money for himself that he decided to fire his boss, and he became happily unemployable in 2018. The plan was to travel the world, but we know what happened. So he, with his wife, they sold their house, bought a beautiful vehicle, and their beautiful fur babies. I think one's Henry, I've got to learn the other one's name, but they jumped in the vehicle. They've been traveling around South Africa and just exploring this beautiful country. Tim believes in helping people, educating people. He has a passion for health and educating and teaching people. He's very knowledgeable about crypto and all things with the new currency that I have yet to learn. And Tim is always the man in Gift of Legacy that gives us perspective. He sees things from his business background point of view, but he sees things as a philanthropist and he sees things as a community-minded person. Tim is my hero. He really is living an amazing lifestyle, and he is just the one that holds us all together when we just need a direction path. So I'm honored to be here and sharing the Zoom with him this evening. So there are amazing people in our Gift of Legacy community, and we want to share it with you tonight, and we want to show you how we can color your world. We are a gifting community creating abundance around the world, and you're here by invitation only. So if somebody has invited you, please get back to them after the call, because they really wanted to share something very beautiful with you. And that's why you are here. So we're going to just explain the disclaimer and get the nitty gritties out of the way. This presentation is for information sharing only. It's not to be construed as financial advice. Neither Tim, myself, or any other presenter are registered financial or tax advisors. The information given is only intended to give you examples of what you may expect. It's like everything in life. What you put in, you get out, and you can get beautiful things out. So what is Gift of Legacy? By introduction, it is a gifting activity. It is something that is supported by an algorithm that moves the gifts between individuals. So it's a website. And we know in the last few years, there's been an economic paradigm shift in the world. People are no longer relying on jobs or traditional structures that have served society. It has become a world where people are looking for other avenues. And we're no longer just trying to survive. We are wanting to thrive and to enjoy our world. And that's what gifting is all about. So let's talk about it and give you more information. Who is gifting for? Well, if you believe in sowing and reaping, if you believe in giving and receiving, if you enjoy blessing somebody that you don't even know, and if you want to take control of your life, and like me, if you want to help other people to succeed in life, then Gift of Legacy is something that you need to consider. If this resonates with you, sit back. You might not understand everything, but just listen to the big picture, and we can discuss nitty-gritties in another presentation. So let's get straight into it. Gift of Legacy is a global gifting activity. There are no limitations. As you saw, there are no borders. We have members in over, I think it's 107 countries around the world, and it's growing. We are not only uplifting communities, but we are uplifting ourselves, not just financially, but also through self-development and learning more. Because as you create abundance, you need to be able to learn more. And guys like Tim, who teach us about all things crypto and give us perspectives, that's how we are improving ourselves as well. So we're going to talk about sacred economics. Now, sacred economics just refers to a system that has been around the world for centuries. In fact, in modern day culture, it traces back to the 1960s. It's 100% legal, and it's been off the mainstream system for decades. Think about in your community or family, if you have a gifting system or a special events calendar where everybody just clubs in and a certain person gets spoiled on their special day. In Africa, we call it the Ubuntu culture. And this just means that communities stand together and help one another. And that's what sacred economics is all about. In the last 2 years, we've been isolated, but communities have stood together. And now we really need to step it up and take it very seriously. Gift of Legacy has blessed millions of people. And yes, I mean millions of people across the world. We have given hope, education, and abundance across the world by redistributing wealth into the hands of many. This week, we're going to be releasing stats and figures, but at the end of last month, when we were 6 months old, we had distributed over 40 million US dollars across the world between our different Gift of Legacy participants. That's a huge amount of money, and many lives, millions of lives have been affected. The Gift of Legacy is an innovative program There is no company, no institution, no broker, no trader. There's no central bank account. We don't ask you for your banking details. You don't have to do RICO, FICO, anything like that. Gift of Legacy is simply an interactive website that manages the movement of boards in our gifting activity. And Tim's going to explain those boards just now. All you need to participate is a computer, a smartphone, an internet connection, and an open mind, because Gift of Legacy is totally different to anything that you might have seen or heard of before. We use WhatsApp and Telegram to communicate. It's a peer-to-peer program. So I said just now, there is no central account, there is no company or business, nobody owns Gift of Legacy. It is person to person. Gifts are sent. We don't pay gifts. Gifts are sent directly to you. And I know this. Today I received a gift from somebody in Canada I've never met. She reached out to me yesterday, sent me a message on the board chat. We connected on Telegram. And just before the Zoom call, she sent me the gift. And it's an amazing experience. I don't know her. And it went purely from her hands into mine, and what a blessing it is. So there is no third party controlling any money. There are no tokens, nothing is held on the platform, and so it's 100% risk-free. It's just sending a gift to somebody you don't know or somebody you do know. It's wonderful. It is a perpetual system, and perpetual means ongoing, non-stop and passive. So I want you to think of a fairground, a theme park, and I want you to think of that huge big Ferris wheel. It's something that goes round and round all the time. Gift of Legacy is a website like that. The gifts can occur repeatedly, sustainably, and frequently. And it just depends on everybody participating according to the guidelines. So it's over and over and over for generations to come. You can even will it to your descendants. So what is Gift of Legacy? It's more than just a gifting activity. We help each other to grow and succeed. We support each other and we uplift one another. So when you join, you send an unconditional gift from your heart. You share the love with people you know. You guide your team, your tribe, your people, and then you become legend. And it's amazing when you're legend, because then you can start building your legacy. We are a community of like-minded people. We have the same vision. We want to change lives. And I think, Tim, this is where you're going to jump in and you're going to explain how we ride these boards of abundance.
That's it. Wonderful. It's such a pleasure to hear your story that you received a gift today. And that's exactly what happened. So let's show you what you would need to do in order to also be on the receiving end of a gift. It's exciting to send a gift to somebody, and of course, it's exciting to receive. So in the next boards I'm going to be taking you through, or the slides, we're going to be following the boards. You're going to follow that yellow U there. So the process goes as this. You join a board, you gift $100. That's the one of two things you need to do. As Adele said, the one and the only time that you're going to gift, the money comes out your pocket, once off, it's $100. You're going to share this with the like-hearted, like-minded people, so you're going to introduce others. It's critical when you understand that without people, we don't have anything. So don't get caught up on the fact, oh, I need to speak to people. Well, in every single industry, in fact, I've never come across in all my few years of working in industry which does not require people. So you'll see that there's 4 boards, 100, 416, and 5,000. Let's not get caught up on those big numbers you see on the screen there. You can read them in your head or out loud. I'm not going to, because I'm going to show you what you can do to receive it. Let's get started here. $100, you take out your pocket once and you gift it to somebody called a legend. That's the person in the middle of the board. I'm going to show you how you can also become a legend. It's only one time you take money out your pocket. We gift it through various different platforms, Airtime, PayPal, World Remit, Revolut. There's various ways, and cryptocurrencies as well. If you've never heard of these before, well, before gifting economy, I'd never used any of them apart from cryptos, but I had to learn how to set up Airtime, PayPal, and there was a Revolut as well, so that I could make it easy for sending and also then receiving gifts. This is what a board looks like. You'll see on a board, you've got a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. And on the bottom, you can see gifter, builder, guide, and the middle is legend. So effectively, when you join a board, you're going to go through 4 different stages of this board in order to be able to earn on the 4th in order to receive a gift. You start with $100 in, and 8 people at $100 gifting a legend is $800, which you will get when you get out. Not too bad. I like numbers, and those numbers are good. So let's see how it would work for you. Now, before I start here, there's a couple of pointers. The first is we talk about the US dollar. Why the dollar? Well, at this stage, it's still deemed as the one world currency. So should that change? Well, maybe then this would change as well. But at the moment, every country around the world pretty much has an idea of what their currency is relative to the US dollar. In South Africa, I think now it's 1650 something, haven't looked for a couple of days, 1650 odd rands to $1. So $100 would mean then about 1,650 rands if I'm gifting in rands. You always want to make sure that the person, the legend receiving your gift, gets the exact amount. So you would then cover any cost of transfer fees, which is why we love cryptocurrencies, because it's very quick, very easy, and well, dirt cheap. If you're using the other platforms and you choose to use, you're going to make sure you cover the cost of the gift you're sending. Right, let's get back onto the slides. There's you. You join. Doesn't have to be in this position. This is just an example. And you're going to contact the legend. As Adele said, the system is there just to introduce the gifter and the legend and everybody on the board. And there's a wonderful board chat system as well. So you can, on the board, you can all communicate with each other while that board is active and live, motivate, help, inspire, coach, find out where the people are coming from, just have a general builder community. So the system will introduce the legend and the gifter to each other, so the gifter can get hold of the legend, say, hi, I'm the new gifter on your board, and I have $100 to gift you. How would you like to receive it? The legend goes back like Adele did today and says, wow, amazing, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you're from your cell phone number, you're in a different country. I'm happy to receive in cryptocurrencies or PayPal or WorldRemit, whichever it is. I always think a legend should give many options for a gifter to send to make it as easy as possible to receive money. Why would you not? Once the gifter has sent the money and the legend's received it, they will accept the gifter on the board. Fantastic. Other people during this process are also going to be coming in. So there's 8 gifters would come in, not in the specific order. I'll explain a little bit about that. And $800 is what the legend would receive. So the board is now complete. All the positions are full. There's people on all of these. When that happens, the legend goes off there. And 2 guides now become legends on their own board. So the person at the top goes back to the bottom. You then move up to the next position. So you can see the U is now a builder. What does a builder do? A builder introduces their 2 friends, like-minded, like-hearted, somebody that they'd like to do business with, somebody who you know is going to follow the system that you're following. Not recreate it, not reinvent it, not try to do a magical way of creating something out of nothing or whatever it may be. No. Follow the system that has been very, very cleverly designed for all of us to benefit long term. So there you are. Those 2 people come in. The other builders are going to bring in their gifters as well. They're also going to be coming in. Everybody does their part. We call it 2 by 2. Simple as that. Once the board is complete, you're going to move up to guide. Now you start getting really excited. You still have a very important job. Your job to teach your builders, those are your friends, family, your like-minded people that you brought in, to do what you've done. You're going to encourage them to keep on the Zooms. You're going to share them the training sessions, how to speak to people, who to speak to, how to introduce them, how to register someone. All these simple things, there's all processes. You're going to share that so that you can help your builder as quickly as possible bring in their 2 people. There you go. A brings in C and D. B is going to bring in E and F. Keeping the names really simple over here. Now, something magical happens. When one side of the board is completed, the board can split on that side. Now, this whole board isn't finished. The legend is still going to stay there until all 8 gifters have come in. But in this example on the screen here, the left-hand side is complete. You have done the work. That's not really work. It's talking to some people and helping them, encourage them to actually get some money and gifts themselves. But let's just call it work. That means you're going to get the opportunity to move ahead while the other side of the board is still finished and go onto your own board to become a legend in your own right. How magical is that? You'll now notice that the two people you brought in, A and B, fall either side of you. They're your guides. The people you introduce are going to follow you. The people they introduce are going to follow them. That's what we call a lineage. That's the ideal way you would like to build the system so that you can benefit and everybody else around you benefits in the same way. You'll notice A, who brought in C and D, well, they're over there as their builders, and they're going to do exactly the same thing as what you've done, and all we're doing is following it. Doesn't matter what order the people come in, they're going to come in whichever way around. Now, you're the legend, so you need to wait. You can't go anywhere until the entire board is filled and you've received your $800. That board is now complete. This board is finished, off it goes, and 2 new boards are created as the 2 people you brought in, A and B, become legends in their own right. Amazing stuff happens next. So there's 2 processes happen. One is you're going to move over to the $400 board. I'm going to show you that now. And the other one is you're going to go onto a perpetual $100 board. Now, it's not a perpetual board, it's a perpetual system, because now you're going to go back into the system again in order to be able to then start at the bottom, work your way up to receive once more. It's that perpetual income Adele mentioned. However, you remember that board that you came off when you were the guide and you'd finished your side? Well, in this example, we see that the other side, the right-hand side, hasn't been completed. A few more people come in. So in order to help speed it up so that we all support each other as a community, the system, the algorithm that Adele mentioned, is going to place you back onto this board so that you can help it speed up. That is your perpetual position on a board. And all that would need to happen is that legend was going to have one more person come on the right-hand side, and you're then going to move up very quickly to a builder in a perpetual position. Only a matter of time and you're going to get gifted again. This is how the money works. $800 is what you're going to receive as a gift, but it's not all yours. You're not going to run away with that money, go pay your bills, go out for dinner, go on holiday, whatever. That's not all yours. If you take that money away, not only are you not then able to progress, you're not going to be helping the people that you introduced or they introduced or the people above you before you and moving. The whole thing falls flat. In fact, this is what we call a recession. And have a look what's going around economies in the world. Yes, America maybe has changed. The Fed Reserve decided to change their definition of what a recession is just to deny they're in one. But the world's in a recession. It's a tough time out there. What happens in a recession? People stop spending money. So in this environment, we have an economy, a growing, vibrant, moving economy. How do you keep an economy moving? You put money back into it. So you're going to take $400 of that $800 and gift it to the legend on the next board. So you've got an opportunity to receive higher sums than just 100 from people. It's the first thing that's going to happen. Once you've done that, you're going to then enter that perpetual board, that perpetual bronze position on another board, as I've showed you just now, which means you're taking another $100 onto the board, leaving you with $300 in your pocket. Now, I'm a business guy. I love numbers. This is not a business, not network marketing, not multi-level, none of that. It sort of sits in its own unique category. But let's have a look at it from a business perspective. $100 is what the cost was. You gifted that to somebody. You uplifted them. Your expenses were $400 and $100, so you're left with $300 in your pocket minus your $100 expense, meaning you had 200%. So a 200% growth or return by $200 in your pocket. At this point, I didn't understand exactly how it worked. This was a new language to me. Maybe you're sitting in the same position. But at this point, I figured if I can get $300 from doing this, I can get $3,000. If I can get $3,000, I can get $30,000. Let's see what happens with the numbers next, which will be another true indication why you want to follow through and budget that money so that you don't spend it. This is the perpetual cycle. Once you've finished the first board and you go back to a gifter, you then move through the 3 stages to become a legend. Because you're already on the $400 board, the following one, you're not going to gift $400 out again. Nor do you need to keep bringing in 2. You've only brought in 2 once off. That's all. You don't have to bring in any more. You're welcome to, and we encourage you to, but it's not critical as long as there's a 2 by 2 by 2. That means that you're only needing to hold back $100 to get onto the next perpetual position on another board. So meaning you keep $700 at the end of each cycle on the $100 board. Now, is that not more appealing than just $300? The next board works on exactly the same system. So the people coming onto the $400 board are going to either come from a perpetual position on a $400 board, so they'll be doing it again, or from a $100 board. There'll be a mix of new people and old people mixed in together. That's how we make sure that it moves along. $400 in. When you're a legend, $3,200 is what you're going to receive, and this is how the numbers work. Now you're learning to budget very carefully. As this money comes in, you don't want to just let it go into your bills and accounts. You want to separate it so that you know you've got $1,600, and we're going to show you something called Fast Track. How you're going to make sure that your first 4 gifts you receive, you put yourself straight away, even before you've received all 8. You take 4, you put yourself straight away onto the following board so that you can start what we call fast tracking yourself there. $1,600 you're going to give to the next person. And once your board's completed, $400 you're going to put back into the system. So the legend on the $400 board also gets $400, leaving you with $1,200 in your pocket. So you see why you don't want to walk off with 800. Hang around for a bit longer and you got 1,200 plus the 300 you took from you had from the beginning. So you got 1,500 already out of it. That's not too bad. Where's the risk? Well, there isn't. That's what gets exciting. Perpetually, because you're already $1,600 board, you're already live on. Every time you cycle on the 400, you're keeping $2,800. Let's have a look at the numbers. Maybe that's not enough for you. $1,600 in, $12,800, which is 8 by 1,600. When you're a legend, that's what you'll receive. This is how the numbers work. The fourth and final board is platinum, $5,000 board. $5,000. That's a huge amount of money. It doesn't matter what country you're in. And the first time that I gifted $5,000, my wife went a little bit crazy. She said, but I want some of that. And I said, I'm so excited to gift somebody, I happen to know them as well, which was even more powerful, $5,000. I'm so happy to gift them $5,000 because I know it's only a matter of time before somebody else gifts me. And every time I join a board, I contact the legend immediately and gift immediately. The money sitting there, I've received it, is not mine, I need to pass it on. Why do I do that so aggressively and so quickly? Well, when I'm a legend, I would like the people to treat me the same way. So I'm going to treat others as I would like to be treated. Make sense? We want to move this quickly. $1,600 you're holding back to get on the perpetual position on a $1,600 board, and $6,200 you get to keep in your pocket. So here's a question for you. If you have a pen and paper and you're writing down questions, this is the one and only question. What do I need to do today that by Christmas 2022, I have an additional $6,200 in my pocket? What do I need to do today? That is the only question. The question, all the other questions are moot. This is the big one. What do I need to do today? How different would your Christmas be with an extra $6,200? And if you're on a perpetual cycle, $11,200. $11,200. That's not a bad number. But let's have a look at the big one. This big one is what we call gift of legacy insomnia, because you're just lying awake, cannot believe that this money is arriving in your account. $40,000. You've completed the first cycle as the fourth and final board. So once you're a legend, you're holding back $5,000 to give back into a perpetual position on another platinum board, giving you $35,000 in your pocket. For anybody, that's life-changing money, without question. Over and over, every single time, as long as you keep the economy going. How do you manipulate? Wrong word. How do you manage? How can you assist in moving these boards on quicker? It's by helping people on the $100 board. It all works from the bottom up. That's how. Take a photograph of this number you want. This is the numbers that you take a photograph of it. You stick it on the ceiling above your bed. Before you go to sleep, you're looking at it and you're going, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. When you wake up, it's the first thing you see. Those are the numbers. Two objectives. The first, be on all 4 boards. The second, be receiving perpetually on all 4 boards. This is how you can get these numbers. I don't talk about them at the beginning because I've been around for long enough in many different platforms. I've been scammed. I've lost money. I haven't lost money. I have had very expensive education in online platforms to know that too often there's a big, lofty overpromise and underdeliver. I don't promise anything. You get the delivery by following the set system. And those numbers is actually an understatement. But that's another story for another time. I'm going to hand you back to Adele. She's going to take you through some of the guidelines and nitty-gritty before we round up.
Thanks, Tim. Well, folks, we do have some guidelines. We aren't a company, but any community needs guidelines for everybody to function appropriately together. So in your first cycle, you gift $100 to the legend immediately when you join a board. You invite 2 like-minded, like-hearted people to journey with you, and then you help your 2 invitees to do the same. It's really important that you do that, and to reach out to people who you know who are going to follow the same system as you. And then on your perpetual journey, once you have completed your first cycle, you're going to be automatically joined to enter your higher board first. It's really important people follow the higher board so that we can move through and get everybody on all 4 boards. Once you are confirmed as a gifter, you are then auto-joined onto a board of the same value that you have just completed. So when you finish bronze, you're auto-joined onto silver, and once you're confirmed there, you're then auto-joined back onto the bronze, onto your perpetual journey. Gift of Legacy is expecting people to gift within 24 hours of joining a board. That just allows everybody to move smoothly. But I do the same as Tim. As soon as I land, I contact the legend and say, hey, where would you like me to send your gift? Perpetual positions ensure the integrity and sustainability of Gift of Legacy. It is important to know that once you have finished your bronze board, if you have not invited 2 confirmed gifters, you are not able to progress. Everybody needs to follow these guidelines. So why should you join Gift of Legacy? Well, if you're not excited enough hearing what Tim shared with you and all those figures, we have a user-friendly website where everything is at your fingertips. All the information you need to know is there right for you to just touch and click on a few buttons and find out what you need to do. We've got a fail-safe system. We've got board splitting, which it assists in making sure that nobody gets left behind. We follow the principle of Ohana. It's a Hawaiian word for no one gets left behind. The other day, Tim said that otters should become our national or GL animal, not our national animal, our GL animal, because they all stick together, hold hands, make sure no one floats away. That's what we do. We have got an innovative algorithm. So the algorithm is the code that is in our website that makes sure that everybody receives their gifts and everyone's on the boards where they are. And then we have cross-pollination. Cross-pollination means that on all of the boards, people who are on their first journey and on their perpetual journey are on the same boards. And this cross-pollination is really important to maintain the sustainability and integrity and longevity of Gift of Legacy. We are a global community. Like I said, I was gifted by a lady in Canada. Sometimes people reach out to you in languages you don't understand. Please use Google Translate or another translation app so that you can communicate. You are not limited to just 2 invitees. Once you start receiving gifts, if you're like me and as excited as I am today, you want to spread the news from the mountaintops and tell everyone in the world. So bring in as many people as you can. And then we are a community. We have a community support system. The community makes sure that everybody gets the help that they need. If you can't find advice on the academy, on your profile, then there is a support button and you can reach out to people and get the assistance that you need. And then we have fast tracking and board splitting. This is one of the strategies that have been implemented to make sure that you can get ahead faster in the game. And if you need more information, there are training videos available, but I think the next slide is going to give us some more information about that. This is how you can color your world faster. So you will join a board. Once you have progressed from your bronze board, you can Get your gifts in, and you can progress straight onto your $400 board with no extra people other than your first 2 invitees. Like Tim said, use your first 4 gifts and move straight on. As soon as you confirm there, you wait an hour. You can then join the 1-6 board. Again, no extra people, and wait another hour and then join the 5,000 board. And in this way, you're on all 4 of the boards at the same time, and you're really on your way to building your legacy. It is really important to note that we don't promote Gift of Legacy on social media. It's not permitted. It's just because we're not going to bring in the like-minded people. Then we're going to get all sorts of scammers and spammers. We ask that there's no cross-recruiting of GL members to join any other programs. Please use integrity and consider other people. Just be kind. You wouldn't like your friends, your peers, your group to be approached or poached by other people, so don't do it to others. We ask for no filling of spaces. All your invitees need to duplicate the system so that the boards can maintain momentum. Be the messenger, not the message. You don't need to try and explain GL. It's quite difficult at first. Invite them to Zoom calls. People like us who've been through the system can explain it for you. And you need to attend regular live presentations and watch recordings. It's the same message, different people from different angles, and you'll find somebody who's going to touch the heartbeat of the person who you're inviting to Gift of Legacy. And then there's extensive training available, and it's really important that you get trained so that you know what to do. And we're talking big numbers here, and you need to know how to handle it. So you can participate in your own rescue. It's important to understand that there are no guarantees. The success or failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to participate and to follow the guidelines of Gift of Legacy. There are simple guidelines, folks. You gift unconditionally $100 and invite 2 like-minded people. Don't buy into any discounted programs or anything that is outside of the guidelines. These guidelines have been made by people who know the system, and they're here for your benefit and to color your world. It remains your responsibility to check compliance with the tax laws in your country. Gift of Legacy operates without any third-party affiliation, ownerships, or partnerships. If you are joining by any of these third-party programs or packages, it's at your own risk, and we then cannot assist you if anything goes wrong. Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer, and no funds ever get paid to any platform. Gifts are always given to Gift of Legacy participants and are only gifted to the legend when they land on their board. And Tim, you're going to explain Love Heart?
Love Heart is fantastic. So you've gathered by now that Gift of Legacy is not your traditional sort of opportunity that you've maybe been invited to. And I've been around in the online business for years, and I've seen many different systems and structures. So this is very different. And one of the big things is about giving back. It's about helping others. In fact, you cannot progress in Gift of Legacy if you don't help others. So Gift of Legacy is overseen by the Gracious Givers Movement, and they've created Love Heart positions. Now, Love Heart position is a charity, a person in need, an organization. You can read on the screen here. Anybody can apply to put somebody in as a Love Heart position. Once you individually have brought in your 2, you've gifted someone on the board, you've been accepted, and you've brought in your 2. You can then online, on the screen, on your dashboard if you want online, you can actually click Love Heart position, brings up a form, you fill it in, it gets sent off to Gracious Givers Movement for verification and validation. And then that is a position which you would then sponsor. So you would put the $100 into the legend on that position to gift this Love Heart position in, meaning that you do not need to bring in 2 people. It also does not follow your lineage as it gets followed by other Love Heart positions. But this is one way of giving back. I've created 3 of these positions for various different charities or people in need as well. Then there's also GGM Movement Donate, because GGM is completely self-funded through the structure. As you're growing, if you'd like to contribute to the longevity of the platform, you are welcome to do that. Let's round this up. Take a screenshot of that. Multiple languages, multiple countries. every day of the week. I think 7 days a week, 365, there's got to be presentations in GL in one or other country. What do you think, Adele?
Yeah, I think so, Tim.
Yeah, definitely. You can see there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's the English one. We call it the main one, but I think everybody's main. Motivating Monday, you've got Adele and myself at the moment on Tuesdays. Thursdays, there's two other presenters giving the same perspective, different story. Friday is where you're going to want to be this week. You're going to talk about that just now. Should I keep talking? Easiest way. There you go. Find out from the person who invited you here for the links for the official community and the official only, and then the testimonial channels. These are the 3 official Telegram channels, and this is where you'll get the links for the different languages, the recordings to share out to people all over the world. If you know somebody who speaks, who's in Finland, well, we've got somebody on this call in Finland. Connect with them, get them to see it in their local country. That's what this is all about. Adele, what is happening on Friday?
Well, I don't speak Spanish, and I know I've shared the other link earlier with you. So on Friday, the biggest news since GL launched is going to be revealed. Chris and Cans are going to color your world from a cosmic height. They're going to be letting cats out of the bag, and they are going to be sharing the most exciting news. So get your teams online, share it with everybody, and let's fill the Zoom room. When the Zoom's full, we can pack out the YouTube live. Folks, you don't want to miss it. The news that is going to break on Friday is taking us into orbit. So please be on the call.
Without question, if you have never been on a call with Chris and Candace, they are 2 of the original founders and the people who came up with developing the improved gifting economy that we are. It's been around for years, but the gift of legacy is an improvement on whatever's been happening before. And whenever these 2 get together, you know it is huge, absolutely huge. So if you know somebody who's been in GL and is moaning or hasn't functioned or whatever their objection or complaint is, get them on this call. You don't convince them, just tell them to join. So thank you very much for joining. Please get back to the person who invited you, get your link, get your connection. I know from experience, as I finish this off, I know from experience the best way to find out about any program, anything, is to be involved. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the perpetual. I didn't get those numbers. It didn't. But I figured there's something massive happening here. And, well, there's 3 types of people in the world. Those who watch what's happening, those who wonder what's happening, and those who make stuff happen. You decide who you are.
Awesome.
Right. That was fun. I always enjoy it. I shared some stories, so I went on a little bit longer. But now is actually, we've got a bit of time, Adele. 72 people on the call. Absolutely exciting to go through some Q&As. I know some did put up their hand. If you want to just put in the chat box there what your question is, it's probably easier. If we do unmute, then please, I do ask that you keep it short and 1 question per person, so that we have an opportunity to hear from other people. And we've got David. David, you've raised your hand. Let's have a look. Can you unmute yourself, or do we have to do it for you? Where are we? Ask to unmute. Hi, David.
Hi,
Hi,
David.
good evening. Just a simple question. On the auto progress, once half the board is filled and it's flipped, you now join your silver board. When that bronze board then fills up, would you still auto join, or would that just accept that you've already joined the silver board?
No, you have to join your bronze. So when you finish bronze, you auto join silver. You will then be on your silver board. And then once you are confirmed as a gifter there, you are then auto-joined onto your bronze, which is your perpetual journey. You need to join that board and gift the legend there, the $100. Remember, of the $800, you kept $400 to join your silver. So you've now gifted that legend. The other $100 that you kept, you are now going to gift the legend on your 100 board. Another $300, you're going to go and have a party.
So I've now joined, half the board was filled. I've joined silver. I've paid the legend. Now the
Oh,
second part of my board
are
fills,
you
and I
legend
then
on
go to
bronze?
auto
Yeah,
join. Sorry.
when you legend on the bronze and you've already gifted onto silver, you've got to wait to get those other 4 gifts. The first one you'll get all of them. Your board will close. Then you will auto join your bronze. Gift the legend there, and then you will be on bronze and silver, and then you take your $300 and go party. Yeah,
Thank you.
you'll have to wait, but enjoy.
Yeah. So I think just to extend the answer a little bit, you can only be on one of each board. So you won't suddenly create another $400 position.
Correct.
Yeah. So you'll only have one. You'll only have the one there. Thank you for that
Tim, I'm
question.
going to just go off screen for a few minutes. Give me a second. I'm popping back.
No problem. I'll carry on in the meantime. Let's see. We have got Martha. Hi, Martha. You have a question. Where is Martha? I've asked you to unmute.
Yes. My question is, if you are fast tracking, am I still supposed to pay that $100 in the perpetual?
So, sorry, I just want to clarify your question. If you want to fast track, that means you're going to go onto the next board. So let's say you go from bronze to silver. Your question is, on your bronze, once you finish that, do you still have to go back onto the bronze? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, you would always do that. So you, in fact, won't be able to progress onto any other boards if you are not on all the preceding boards. You'd have to complete it first.
So
You'd
if
have to
the
go on
board,
to it first.
okay, if the board is not opening up, it means it's because I have not paid the $100 perpetual.
Yeah. Okay, so one board the system will automatically open up the following or the preceding board once you've gifted that legend.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
And that's so important, Martha. I'm glad you spoke about that. It's so important because this is about the integrity of the system. So if people join, reason why we've created, or the programmers put this in, when they saw that people were jumping onto the next board, so go to the silver and then deciding they don't want to be onto the bronze, and then you want to jump onto, and because everybody just wants the 5,000. The problem is then you can't sit there. It's not at the top. It's sort of a different board. So there's no top in GL, but you sit there, but you then wonder why nothing's happening. Yeah, well, if everybody just goes and sits there, and there's no movement from $100, $400, $1,600 that keeps pushing and cycling everything through, there's going to be no progress and movement. So everybody sits back and goes, why is nothing happening? Well, nothing's happening because no one's doing anything.
Now, one last question. I've been a legend in one of the, I can't remember if it's silver or whatever, but there are no gifters on top at the bottom for a long time. Now, what do I do? Do I have to go and look for the 2? Because now I've been stuck there for a long time.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. The 2 people that you brought in, where are they?
They are somewhere. The ones I invited.
Yes, the 2, your 2 people that you brought in, your 2 like-hearted, like-minded people you introduced. Where are they?
Some they are passive wherever they are.
All right, great. So, and the people and the 4 people that those 2 brought in, where are they?
I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know.
okay, there we go.
So those are the people who are holding my traffic. Are
Well,
they
what
the
I'd
people who are holding?
What
Are
I'd
they the
suggest.
people?
Sorry, go ahead.
Are they the ones who are holding my traffic?
That's right. You would always go back. So if you're sitting on any board and you think, why is there nothing happening? Where's your lineage? Your lineage is the people that you brought in, the people they brought in, the people they brought in, the people they brought in. So always go back. Where's my 2? Okay, they're there. Did they bring in their 2? So you can't just join and sit there and think,
Uh-huh.
oh, you know, so you'd always need to go back and
Now,
say, how do I speed up my movement on my second board, the silver board? Well, you go back and have a look at what's happening on the bronze board from the people that are brought through, because they will push you through.
okay. Or should I remove them and look for 2 new ones?
Okay, well, there's the other option you can do. Why don't you go and find 2 new people and put them on a bronze board, work with them, we all learn. So you've learned a way not to do it, perhaps. So now you know how to do it. So find 2 like-hearted people, work with them, get them to move. And what's going to happen, and the amazing things what's going to happen is not only are you going to receive gifts on your silver board, but you're going to help 2 other people start receiving $800 gifts on the bronze. Isn't that phenomenal?
That's what I would do, Tim. Start stoking the coals, and the engine of this train is our bronze boards. And if your engine is going cold, then stoke it. Invite 2 more people. Sometimes it means starting over, but it's your legacy. How important is it to you?
And now you're talking about stoking the engine. Chris did some phenomenal training on that, Martha. So a suggestion would be go and spend a little bit of time on the GL YouTube channel. Have a look at those training sessions that could really inspire you to encourage you of how you could do it, because the answers are all there. It's all available. So thanks for the questions. Fantastic. Should we go to Connie?
I think so. But Martha also be on Friday night Zoom.
Hey, Adele
Hi.
and team.
Hello.
Good evening.
Connie.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Well informative. Well, I have a question. I have one of my lineage. She came to me last week and she wanted my help actually. And in this help, she needed me to communicate with one of her legends. And that legend is not even responding to the messages, or should I say, they're not cooperative. They asked her to at least bring 2 people, to put 2 people on the board. And the next thing he just said to them that I have canceled my account and I'm no longer even interested in working with you. So in that manner, how do you help? How do you assist them? Because
Connie,
yeah.
Connie, in that situation, an unresponsive legend or legend that gives you as a gifter that response, you as the gifter just click on the support button on your profile, send a message to support. They will look into it, and what normally happens in that situation is GGM will take over the Legends position. GGM is Gracious Givers Movement. They will take it over. They will manage it and see what happens. And then that person's obviously going to be sidelined, and the rest of the board will continue. So you just need to contact support and they will help out. They have done that in the past, and you don't need to worry about it. Just contact support. If they don't respond to you within a day or so, just check your emails, especially spam, and you can always reply to the email you must always reply to the email that they send you, because they might need information, but just report it to support.
That's it. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to answer this question a little bit differently to Adele. And here's why. I'm just going to share my screen. And the reason is, you can see the screen now, I think. Yes.
It's coming.
Can you see my screen? Whoops, there we go.
Not right now, it's coming.
You see the
There it
gift?
is.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
Yes.
So far, fantastic questions. You can actually find all the answers out yourself. When you log in, and I'm just on, this is one of the, it doesn't matter which position it is. This is a Love Heart position. You see there, Academy. Click on Academy. Type in here, whoops, I can't spell, my goodness, responsive member. There we go. What to do when unresponsive accounts are reported. When you click on it, you then get what you need to do. Please follow this process, blah, blah, blah. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Have a look in the Academy. Adele, you do support more often than me. What percentage of questions you get in support are able to be self-answered by using the academy?
95+%.
Right. 95+% of questions that you're thinking, oh, how do I do this? Now you got to wait for support. Remember, Adele and support is volunteers. They've got full-time jobs, careers, other things, family, and so on. But you don't need to sit and wait for them. Use the academy. Have you been through this training and education material? Oh, I don't know how to set up cryptocurrencies. I don't know how to set up wires, gifting steps. I don't understand. It's all here. Amazing. The time and effort put in to do this, guys. Go to the academy, type in your question, have a look. What do the colors mean? How do I do this? Here's what I do when I bring in anybody on here. The first thing that happens is once they've created their profile, I get them onto the academy. I say, right now, read it. That's how I also know how committed they are. All your answers are there. Don't come to me. If somebody asks me a question, Adele's got more patience than me. Sorry, we're all living very busy lives. So somebody comes and asks me a question, I say, great question. Go to the academy, find the answer. If you need clarification or clarity on what you've read, ask me that, and I will then clear it up for you. The answers are available on the academy, guys. That's what it's there for. There's some other amazing stuff coming out there in A to Z that Chris is creating, which he's going to put out, which is going to answer everything, and also how to make sourdough bread and coffee. I don't know. He's just incorporating, I exaggerated a bit, but
Just
the
a tad.
material and information is there. That I know we're sort of going off track. I don't know if there's any questions underneath the chat box here. There's a few people come there. Gift of Legacy, once completely set up and the whole integrity of the system is set in stone by the programmers, is and will be a completely self-run structure. Because there's no employees. There can't be, because there's no money. So Adele's not going to be doing this for her whole life. The other support people want to move on and do other things apart from just being support once everything is finally done. So that's what we're busy setting up for.
Watch the call on Friday. Tim, there's one or two questions here in the chat.
Yeah.
Somebody says, let me just scroll up here because we're running short of time. So I just want to get these in. Bridget says, how am I going to be gifted as soon as a gift worth $100? Do I wait for someone to gift me or what? Again, like Tim said, go and watch in the academy and read up there. But when you join Gift of Legacy and you send your unconditional gift of $100 as a gifter, you have to invite your 2 people and then wait till you legend. And if everybody is building 2 by 2 by 2, it can take a day, can take a week, can take a year. Remember in the beginning of the presentation, I said it depends on what you do, so we don't give time frames. Somebody said it would be nice to see our lineage like in the beginning. If you know who you're inviting, you know your lineage. You don't need to see it. And then Merle answered, she's one of my co-support people, and she does an amazing job. Hi, Merle. Bridget, she said that you need to invite 2 people when you first join, and then help your 2 to invite 2. You see, we all say it, 2 by 2 by 2. That's how the Ark saved the world.
Definitely. And Connie says, thanks for the reminder of the academy. Yes, it is there for you. We created these videos, and I'll do more. Chris will do more. Candace will do more, because we love doing it. That's our give back to the community.
And watch the groups. The infographics that we make and put out there are full of
do you
golden
mean?
nuggets. Every day there's a theme. Go and see what it's about.
And what I strongly suggest you do is go to the YouTube video of why those are there and how you can use them to build and grow and find more people. What do you call it? Go fishing. Adele?
Go fishing. Yeah, make your circle bigger.
Make your circle bigger. There was a wonderful training that you did a month or so ago. I can't remember.
Beginning of June, I did too.
End of June. Go find that training. And Adele's creating these little pictures for you to utilize. So use the information given. Then you'll find the sky's the limit. So ladies and gentlemen, Adele, as always, I love sharing with you. You're so full of knowledge. I always learn from you every single time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a
Thank you.
pleasure. Not sure what's happening tomorrow, but something big's happening tomorrow. But the biggest thing is Friday. We need to pack this out. Let's get everybody on YouTube. Let's blow the numbers. If there's over 500,000 people around the world, only really 1% of that is what, 500,000, if 5,000 people is only 1%. We never get that. Come on.
You don't
Really?
want to miss it, folks. You don't want to miss Friday night. If you thought the 10th of January was epic, wow, the 19th of August is going to blow your mind. You've got to be on the call. You just got to be there.
That's it, Adele. Wonderful co-hosting with you again. Really enjoyed
thanks,
it. Thank
Tim.
you all very much to our guests, our new friends, new faces around and about. It's winter in South Africa. I always say, stay warm, stay healthy, and let's all get wealthy. Good night to you all.